Coding Ninjas project. So here this is the code regarding this. So this is the index.js file where I'm using Express server, which is running on the port 8000. And for that we are using Mongoose as a database, where we'll configure this as in the config folder. This here you can see mongoose.js file. And now we are using express.url encoded to get and fetch the data from the URL, and we are using express.json to simply send the JSON data from the API to the front end. And we are using route as well, and we are listening at the port 8000. So this is our route function. So the route includes index.js file, where we'll if there will be a API call, then it will redirect to api.index. So in the API folder, index.js folder, there is a v1 which is redirected to v1.index, which is here. Now we have two routes, one of which is question and one of which is options. The question will forward us to question and option will forward us to option. So the question includes three things. The first one is to we can create a post, then we can get the post from the ID, and then we can simply delete the post from its ID. Now for the options, we can simply create the options by getting its ID, we can delete it from its ID, and we can simply vote the particular option from by its option ID. So this is our model value. The model for option is it generally contain a content and a question. For that, this particular option is attached to which question. So it will contain the ID of that particular question, that it will contain the number of votes and the link attached to it, so that someone click on the link, the vote will be added to the option. And similarly, there is a question schema where we have a content, where is the question or content of the question, and then an option as well. And here you can see this is our controller. So this is add vote controller, and here as we go up here, option delete, we can delete a particular option as well, and we can simply create option as well. So three things: create option, add vote, and delete option. For the question, I have did create question, so we can simply create a question with this controller, and we can view the question as well, and we can simply delete the question as well. Now let's go to the postman, where we can see how all this working. So here we can see our post API. So we can simply create a question. For creating the question, we can simply go to I have this URL, and we can simply create. For creating, we are using raw data as a JSON format, and we can let's write here content, and let's say which is the best course in coding ninjas. Suppose this is our question and we want to post this question, so we can simply just have a post request, where we can posting this request and we can send it. So there is some problem, maybe there is some issue. Okay, so this is running on port 8000. Okay, so it's running on the port 8000. As we click, our question is simply created. So our question content is which is the best course in coding ninjas, and the question ID is this. Now if you want to view this question, so we can simply copy this ID, and we can go to view question API, and we can simply at the place of ID we can place the ID of that particular question, and we can send a get request. So again, there is a problem. Actually, this is running on the localhost 8000. So if you get 8000, so we can simply see our question. So our question is this, whose ID is this, and content is which is our coding just. Currently it has no options, and yeah, created and updated post there. So now we can suppose we want to create an option for this, so simply we go to create options, and suppose we want to create option for this question, then we must have a question ID for this. So now we have a create options, question ID should be this, and yeah, this is running at the port 8000 as well. So 8000, and at the body we can simply create a content as well. So suppose the best code, suppose we wanted to say a web development, so we can add this option to our that particular course. So yeah, so you can see the option is added, which contains is web development. Suppose we want to add more options for that question. So suppose web development, let's say data science, and we also added this to this. Then we let's say added competitive programming. Let's say competitive programming, and let's say the fourth one is, let's say maybe data structures and algorithms. Okay, so we have added all these options to our okay, now we can view the question from here. We have simply a question ID, and as you can see, the question is which is the best course in coding ninjas. There will be a four options that we have added. The first one is the web development, the second one is the data science, and as we can go down, here is the competitive programming, and here is the data structure and algorithms. Now we have created the option. Now if you want to if you want to vote this question, like data structure and algorithm is the uh, best course there, so I can simply click on the link. As soon as I clicked on the link, the and here I will just say send request. So send requested, and we have added the we have voted that particular option. So like if we go to the options and we just click to send, then if you come back, then we can simply see here our vote is 1. So vote is 1 for the data structure and algorithm course. Now the two remaining pairs are delete option. We can particularly delete any option we want. All we just need is a is the option ID as well. Suppose we want to delete competitive programming, so all we need is the ID of that particular option, and we can simply just delete it, the option. So yeah, again the port is 8000, and we can simply delete. So option deleted successfully. We can also delete question as well. So all we need is a question ID. So suppose I want to delete this question, so I must have the question ID. Once I have a question ID, I can go and simply paste it over here, and I will just say, well, again let me say 8, and I can say delete the question. So yes, the question has some modes not possible to delete. So as you can see, we cannot delete a question which has a particular if. We can only delete a question which has no vote. So yeah, that's an extra feature. So suppose if we are just, let's go and create a question. Let's say question is anything like where am I located, where am I located, and I want to post this question. So I have created the question. All I need is the ID of this question, and I can go to delete question, and I can post this and this send this. So yes, the question deleted successfully. Since we can delete the question because it has no vote, so it has no importance at all, so we can simply delete the question. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.